Welcome back to another episode of the Realness Meets Logic podcast. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. Care to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey guys, my name's Suriel. I do photography, videography. Um, Started in 2019, which is my phone back in the day, with nothing. But did different industries back then, and that's who I am. Was born in Mexico, but raised in Vegas since I was 3 years old. Pretty much, I've been here my entire life in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now we're going to get into like a little icebreaker game. So
sounds
the
good.
game I thought about is we're each going to take turns saying, let's say, four cities each. No, three cities each. And then if a person, like whichever person says a city, the other person have to say what state is that city over.
Okay,
All right, I'm gonna start off.
all right.
Um, Houston.
Texas,
Okay.
Manhattan,
New York.
uh,
It's my
L.A.
turn. Oh, LA. California.
Okay, your turn. Sorry.
Okay. I'm finna get you on this one. I think I'm gonna be wrong though. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, isn't that? I don't know. This one I'm so bad at this one. Philadelphia, New Orleans, is it? New Orleans?
What? Wow. New Orleans, really?
New Orleans? New Orleans? Is that wrong?
No.
Oh,
No.
oh, oh, yeah, this is bad. So bad. I don't know that one, to be honest. I'm bad at that one. I don't know that one.
Okay, it's your turn.
Uh, uh, Palms Peak. Actually, sorry. Uh, in Nashville. Sorry.
Tennessee.
Okay. Uh,
Okay, my turn. We all right, after this we each get one more.
okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Boston.
Boston. Is that like Seattle or something?
No, bro.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Okay, I'm so bad. So bad at states. Okay.
Oh, you got one more to tell me.
Okay. Uh, Seattle.
Dang, I think it's two Seattles. I'm gonna say Washington.
Well, it could be in either or, Washington D.C. or Washington State. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Washington. We're gonna leave it at just
Yeah.
Washington.
Just Washington because I don't even know the answer myself. Yeah,
All right. Well, that was a nice little fun game.
yeah,
But
yeah.
let's get right into it. So, how was your upbringing, Surreal, and how does it play a role in the career you have now?
So, how was my upcoming? Right? You said.
Yes, like your upbringing. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think my upcoming was very. I've been doing this. I've been grinding since I was 14. Like
Okay.
I never had a job. I never had a 9 to 5. To be honest, since I was a kid, since I was 14, I learned how to sell candies. I learned how to. I hired my first 4 people when I was like almost like 5th grade, 6th grade, and when I used to live in apartments back then in my community. I told the manager because my dad was working painting the apartments, and I told the manager, "Oh, can I work for you to pay me?" And she's like, "Yeah, what do you want to do?" I was like, "I'll clean the entire place for you."
Mm.
Very dirty, and I was like, "I'll clean it for you. I'll pick up the trash, and then you pay me." And so when I was doing that, I closed a deal, a contract, but they paid me schoolwork. But that back then, I didn't ask for money because I didn't know how to ask for money. Then throwing those different industries at a young age as I was a kid, little by little, I was like, oh, snap, I could do this. I was just there, just cleaning, and then my sister came, and then more friends came. They're like, "What are you doing? Are you getting paid for it?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And then that's where I hired my first friends when I was a kid. And then little by little, I was like, okay, I figured myself out when I was like 14, 15. When
Wow.
my dad took me to an event where I met speakers, entrepreneurs making like 7, 8 figures, 9 figures. And I told my dad, I was like, "What are these guys are doing? What? How can I get to that level of like, of that level? You know?" Because I told my dad, "What are these guys doing? How can I be on that stage one day?" And
Right.
my dad's like, "Oh, they just gotta learn personal development." I went to start. My dad started to take me to a lot of conventions, where all like successful people were, and mentorship. So little by little, I started just getting to like reading those types of books on personal development, and then little by little, I started to happen, and then um, went to do like direct sales, like sold coffee when I was in high school. When I was a senior, junior, I sold coffee to my teachers, and that's how I came from. And I was like, okay, I can sell this. What else can I sell? And then little by little,
Mm.
I started to figure, know my version of myself when I started learning this process. And then little by little, that's how I started to. I was like, oh, I'm actually great at this. I'm actually like I could do this. Like I know I'm confident to do it. And little by little, I started making content, posting photos, and I was like, and social media back then. But back then I wasn't taking social media as personal branding, and so importantly. So throughout the time, I was just posting photos, and when I was in those companies with my parents, my mentors are like, oh, just they'll take photos of me, and then you learn from my mentors. Used to have 1-on-1. They used to teach me how to be not scared in front of people, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I'm like, how can I start making money? I made my first like 2,000, 3,000, like when I was like 18. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that's
So,
huge money for
for me,
17,
that was
18.
huge, and that was huge money for me. I was like, what? How can I do this? And then little by little, I was like, oh, I'm actually great at this. And then, I worked on myself every single day to this day.
Mm.
And, that's how the comments just started to happen. And, just by showing up, but I did multiple companies. When I did my first production company back in 2019, after I left the insurance industry, um,
Okay.
I started to build my own thing in the side, and then tried to figure out where were production companies on the side just to learn how to take photos, how to take videos, and that's how and then I was getting clients through social media, and then I started to develop when I was in the insurance industry, went from 18 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to get clients through social media, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually great at this. I'm like, whatever I could do this for businesses and individuals and nonprofits, And then little by little, I started to figure it out, and then I created a blueprint now that I have an actual blueprint. Because back then I was just going it at it without, and then the company back then told me, oh, can you teach us how to get clients through social media? I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not even professional at this. I told them I was just like 18, 19. And they're like, no, yes, you are. I'm like, but what am I doing? And I'm like, you got 36 people. I was 18. I brought more people to an event back then. And that's when I noticed that was the power. And then, that's how I started to come up, started to happen.
Hmm.
I started my podcast show back then with my mentor back then. Those videos were still around. And,
Okay.
that's when my name started just to come up. And then ever since, it's just been nonstop. I know it's quite long, sorry, but that's how it
No,
went.
like you're good. Like that actually answered the question
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Like I definitely have a better idea of your come up, and I'm sure the audience does too.
Yeah.
So in that story, you mentioned mentors.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how important mentors are in general and how important they were and are for you?
Yeah, mentorship is key number one if you want to grow in any business in every area of your life. You gotta have a mentor. Just like Michael Jordan, like Michael Jordan had a mentor. Tim Grover was his mentor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tim Grover. Yeah, Tim Grover. He's still around. He's still alive. I got to shoot photos of him speaking at conventions here in Vegas. That was his mentor. If you want to become a soccer player, Messi has a mentor. Ronaldo has a mentor. The biggest people biggest who are performing at the highest level in any industry, any sport, anything, limit football to anything, golf, whatever, Tiger Woods. Like you gotta have a mentor. Just in the business world, like the business world, it's exactly the same thing too. And I noticed the importance because you know why? If you don't have a mentor who's guiding you, you never know. They're not gonna help you get quicker to success, but they're gonna show you, hey, don't do this, don't make this mistake,
Right.
mistakes. So it's the same thing in my life. You want to go to another level, you gotta have a mentor who is at a bigger level than you to take you to that level.
So like pretty much like
Yeah.
stopping you from falling in the pits that they fell in,
Yes,
so that you
exactly.
can get there faster because you're not being
Yeah.
pushed into these different
Yeah.
things that stop them along the way because they're showing you how to move around them.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing too.
Okay, okay, that's fire. That's fire. So, how old were you when you picked up your first camera, and how did that moment lead you to this point in your life?
Well, I picked up the camera when I was like in around 2009, 2010. But back then I used to just do it for fun.
How old were you, Cyril?
Yes, sir. I was just for fun. I never thought it was gonna become like my business. Uh,
Hmm.
growing up, I used to just do it for fun. Be part of media team when I was younger, but I used to just do it for fun. I never thought it was gonna become like my whole entire thing. My entire life. It's like, but it's something that I was like, whoa, I'm pretty shocked. For that part. But I understand the importance of having that. Of a camera. Um, you know, but back then I didn't thought it was gonna become a business. Never, never in my life,
Right.
ever. Uh, version of me, kid version would have been like, what? you know, you know.
Do you remember the age you were when you first picked up the camera?
Maybe like maybe 8 or 9 or 10 around there. Cause my mom used to
Okay.
buy the plastic cameras that store around at Walmart. With the shuffle. I'd be taking pictures all the time. But
Yeah.
but just for just like okay, because I even told my mom like when I was a kid, did I used to pick up the camera? She's like, yeah, you were all the time. So I think it's something that I always had it in me, but I think I figured out the older I got. It's like oh yeah, I just like, did it. I went to try other businesses and I failed, and something told me go back into the content creator world back in 2019. And then I was like, okay, let me start getting this camera, and that's how it started.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you mentioning that your mom said that you was playing with the camera since
yeah,
you were younger. Like I want to touch on that real quick.
yeah,
So literally anybody listening, pay attention to your gifts and the
yeah,
things that your parents noticed when you were kids.
yeah,
Because when we're in this world paying bills and all this extra stuff, you tend to
yeah,
lose your creativity and lose what you really, used to be into as a kid. Because when you're a kid, you're innocent, your mind is free, and you don't have to worry about the stressors of bills and all this other worldly stuff. You're just focused on your natural gift and craft. So if
yeah,
you used to color a lot or draw a lot as a kid, maybe it's something you need to look into. For
yeah.
instance, I was a kid. I used to always like have arguments and like little debates and stuff. Like nobody could really win an argument against me.
Uh huh.
And my mom just swore that I was going to be a lawyer.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, like for real. Like I went to speech and debate club and class and everything when I was in high school, but it wasn't for me. Like I was going to CSN to pursue a degree, and I got my criminal justice degree because I wanted to get in that field.
Yeah,
So and my mom, she was like, "Oh yeah, you're going to be a lawyer," and it was like this whole thing in my family, like everyone's going to be the lawyer in the family.
yeah, yeah,
But my path ended up changing to something completely different, which is also another part of my childhood, gifts, which is listening,
yeah.
which is why I'm pursuing a degree in social work and things like that. But I just say all this to say, tap back into your childhood.
Mhm,
Ask your mom what are some of the things that you used to do when you were younger, and try to start there if you're trying to figure out what your niche is or what your gift is and what you've been given.
mhm,
So the next question I have for you, Surreal, even though you're not as far as you want to be right now,
mhm.
did you see yourself reaching the level of success that you have now?
I think I think I did actually when I was younger, but just didn't know how it was gonna happen. I just say, oh, I'm just gonna keep on showing up, keep on putting the work, and then eventually it's gonna happen. I never, I used to write my goals when I was a kid. I
Mm,
I write my check. I used to have a check. I still have the check somewhere in my room. Make my 500,000 before 30, and then I think there's so much stuff that I wrote, but
mm-hmm.
also I more took action right away. I didn't, I used to go to events and just take action. But the level of success right now, I think years ago I used to see it when I was 14. I was like I used to tell my parents or anyone of my friends, I'm like, one day I'm gonna be doing this. I just keep repeating. I kept telling myself all the time, every day, every day, every day. Every day I just kept telling myself, and I just keep on putting my action, putting the work, late nights, early mornings. I've been doing this for so many years that I'm not scared to
Mm-hmm.
fail. I'm not scared to fail because I failed on multiple companies, multiple stuff that I tried to do years ago. Uh, you know, now, with the experience and everything. But when I was younger, when I was 12, 13, my parents, like, they used to put me up front to speak up ready. But
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, I didn't feel like it felt cool to be a speaker, but I didn't feel like I was the main one. It was just a thing when I
Yeah,
was young.
you were learning the ropes.
I was just learning the ropes. I used to be a bad presenter, to be honest, horrible presenter. And then little throughout the time, I just developed that skill and over multiple times. And I committed myself when I was 14. I was like, when I'm 20 in my 30s, I want to be a better version of myself. And now when I'm getting close to 30s and getting 40s, when I'm 50, I want to be the best version of myself where I'm at right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what thing I learned in this journey to this day, still keep on learning, is just keep enjoying the moments and the you know enjoying the moments and the present, because there's so much stuff that I saw myself when I was 14 now happening,
Mm-hmm.
but I know it's gonna happen not overnight. And I was frustrated. I was stressful. I cried multiple times. I wanted to quit multiple times.
Mm.
Because I didn't see results in my life. I wasn't growing as a person, or even the pockets. And there came a time in my life like I'm like, I need to change something. I need to do something wrong. I'm doing something wrong that not hitting the results. As much as I was doing everything, it was not working. So I committed myself, just like, what? Let me just learn through other people and shut up and just learn, and just learn,
Right.
just be around people who are at bigger level, who are bigger stages, and then just learn from them and just be quiet. You know?
Mm-hmm. So in that speech, everything was just very profound.
Yeah,
The part that really spoke to me that I really want you to elaborate on
mhm,
is you not being scared to fail.
yeah,
So, what was it in you during those moments that had you not afraid to fail? Because people can fail 1,000 times.
yeah. Okay, okay,
My flow.
okay.
All right, so we're back.
Yeah.
So, some people can fail,
Hmm.
but not everybody can get back up.
Hmm.
Not everybody can actually get up from those failures and turn them into wins. So,
Hmm.
what is so different in you that caused you to want to get up and try more and more and more? Because you said you had different businesses fail, you had different initiatives fail, but you just kept on pushing until you found out that sweet spot, that
Hmm.
niche that was really going to get you to where you needed to be. What is it? What was it inside of you that kept you going?
I think the vision. My vision is very, like, I have my short form vision, my long form vision in my life. Even when I was a kid, I used to, like, when in my 20s, I'm like, I used to always tell my parents, even my friends, I'm like, one day I'm gonna be like at this level. And but also there were so many people around me that didn't believe in me. And
Mm,
it's okay. Back then I have a very low self esteem back then, and I
right.
was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, but there came a moment where just like I started seeing results in my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually starting to feel so great. But not just that, I was able to like see the results, not quitting. That's there's back. Like, let me tell you a story very quick. In 2020, like when everything was going on crazy, I was about to quit everything, drop everything. I think there's so many moments that I was like,
For
I'm
real?
yeah. There came a moment where I was done in the business world, because I didn't see no results. And then there was people around me messaging me, and they're like, "Hey, Suriel, where are you at? You always been posting. What's going on in your life?"
Right.
Then I was like, "Oh, it was that moment. I just hit, like, I just wanted to quit completely." And I was like, you know what? And then someone reminded me, "Hey, Suriel, didn't you ever said this? You want to get to this level?" And I was like, And then there were so many people like in the back encouraging me, because I always encourage people regardless, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what kind of helped me. Those people were around like my lowest moments in my life, and to this day they're still around. But there was a couple of moments where like nobody was around me, and I had to go through this challenges of almost quitting by myself, and it was super hard because I was like, I know so many people, but nobody's actually hearing me. So
Mm,
what? Let me come back up. Once I fell completely, I was like, I used to tell myself, I'm like, oh, the comeback is gonna be way bigger, more strong.
mm-hmm.
Yes. So I knew the comeback was just gonna be way bigger and way better. I was, what? I just gotta keep on working, keep on showing up no matter what. So as better results, I kept on showing up, and good results, I still keep on showing up. So no matter how good
Mm.
it's going, you just gotta keep on showing up. No matter how bad things are going, you gotta keep on showing up no matter what.
Wow, that's key. Like
Yeah.
showing up for yourself,
Yeah.
especially in life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's the best thing you can do is just show up
Yeah. Show
and
up.
be there for yourself, be there for your dream, be
Yeah.
there for your goals. Sometimes that's all that's needed is your presence.
Yeah.
And then some things is just you just being there is going to cause some flows to just start working itself out just by you showing up. Because if
Yeah.
you were to just be on a couch, or just be in the bed and depressed, you don't have the energy in that space for things to
Yeah.
really start moving for you.
No. Yeah. Definitely.
Wow, yeah, that's powerful, brother.
Yeah.
So, do you feel you have a good work life balance? If yes, what do you do to maintain that balance? And if not, what do you have to change to have that good work life balance?
Well, I say I try to like work all day, and then you know and then keep it calm, and then still keep on working. But I'll also keep on going to the gym as much as busy it gets. But also like no matter how busy or stuff gets, I still have time for myself. Even getting home early sometimes, just taking a break off everything, but I'm still working. Because I'm always on work mode no matter what.
Mm,
No matter what's holidays, but this year's, I mean, this last year's holidays, I still worked. But I was like, after so many years I've been grinding, I was like, I kind of like take a little break. But I don't take full breaks. I still keep on pushing myself because there's so much to do. I always tell myself, how do you I see myself in the next 18 months, the next 3 years? I always put myself, how do we see each other in the next 18 months, the next 3 years? For me, super important. I always tell myself every single day, how I see myself in the next 18 months from 2025, 2026. You know, what's gonna be something bigger that I haven't done last year. So I always like tell myself that, but also I remind myself that as much as I want to keep on going to the top. I gotta be in order to keep performing to the highest level. I still gotta keep taking care of my health as key number one.
mm,
If there's
mm-hmm.
a point of making wealth, make millions and billions of dollars, reach that level, and then you're broke, and you're broke in your health, and then you can't even work. You know what I mean? So I always tell myself, and I learned from the biggest people I've been around, when it comes to taking photos and taking videos from these top entrepreneurs, that
Mm-hmm.
they see health as one thing number one too, and then always keep hitting the gym to keep performing at the highest level.
Okay. That's important. I love two parts of what you have said really stood out to me. The first part was you have to take care of your health
Yeah.
because you can make all this money. The money comes and goes. You can make
Yeah.
all these millions of dollars, but if you're not in a stable enough position in your health to
Hmm.
enjoy it, it don't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Doesn't
Like you're
matter.
gonna be on you're gonna be on the bed slumped somewhere, trying
Yeah.
to figure your life, trying to figure out your health. It got all this money in the world, but your body messed up. And you can't even go to the park. You can't
Yeah.
even go to the mall and get all this stuff that you want to buy. You got to
Or
get
even
people to go get them for you. That's not fun.
no, that's not fun. No.
You got to take care of both. And the second part of what you said that really spoke to me was seeing 18 months ahead.
Hmm.
That's powerful, bro. Cause I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Whenever people be like, Avrion, where do you see yourself 5 years from now or 10 years from now?
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna lie, like I be coming up with like a lot of delusional, just big stuff because of course you want to think big. You don't want to think small. You want to think big.
Yeah.
But it don't be too realistic for real because it's like you gonna put me on the spot to tell you where I see myself in 5 years.
Mhm.
That's hard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's difficult. But you bringing a new aspect to it by saying, where do you see yourself in 18 months? I could plan that. I could
Mhm.
map that out. I could actually compare what I'm doing now and then compare that to what I want to be doing 18 months from now in a realistic way. So
Yeah.
that's powerful. Anybody who's listening to this podcast, I want you to write that down. It came from Suriel Cruz, my boy. I want you to write that down and ask yourself, where do you see yourself 18 months from now?
Hmm.
That's powerful, brother. I'm gonna use that for myself because when people say, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I don't know. What? Graduating college? Still in
Yeah. Yeah.
school? Like, what you want from me? Backflip?
Yeah. Right. Right. No. Yeah. These 18 months do matter. Like that's why I take every year seriously. When I was 14, my mentor used to tell me, "How do you see yourself in the next 18 months?" I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe hitting this level." And then
Mm-hmm.
throughout the time, I always like do reflection. I was like, okay, now what it did in 2024, that's like nothing. And like what's going to happen this year is going to be bigger than last year. But then like
Mm-hmm.
I always see myself this 18 months like is gonna be making the like a bigger impact, a bigger money, but also bigger in everything, and make everything start running by itself. But also it's like I always learn from mentors that they always said, "How do you see yourself in the next 18 months?" Because you know, 3 4 years later, yeah, it's like I would have seen what I used to tell myself when I was 14. How do you see myself in 5 10 years? And I mean now it's kind of happening. But now like
Okay.
18 months is more realistic and you'll see what's actually going to happen. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. I'm taking that with me. I'm taking that one with me for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I want to know what is Surreal's definition of a brand?
Well, there's so much things behind the brand. Behind the brand, the definition for me for a brand is more like what's the how could people remember you?
Mmm.
You know, find a good example what people can remember you. Uh,
Okay.
so actually the behind the brand actually is define your unique value proposition, meaning where to find your skills and where you're expert in your skills. Yeah, it's super important.
Okay. So, like, what do you want to be like? What are you known for, pretty
Yeah,
much?
what are you known for? What is your niche? What do you want people to? You got to start one niche before you can expand to other stuff. I want Before
Mmm.
building a brand, you got to focus on one niche. That way, you can sell your product or your service in order to people come to you and say, okay, you do this. Okay, I'm gonna buy from you or gonna buy the service from you because you this is the only thing you do. You know, that's the one that's important to define your unique proposition. What's your strengths and what are actually in your field. What is in your field that you actually can sell.
Okay. 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 I like that. I like that. All right. So, what is? Dang. I think I lost my train of thought. I had a question. It wasn't on here. Oh, here we go. I had a
Oh yeah,
question to what you were saying.
yeah.
So, what is your opinion on being a jack of all trades?
A jack of all trades, like
What's the
meaning
positives and what's the negatives?
like being multi-talented.
Like having your hand in pretty much anything you get your hands on.
Well, it's great. Like me personally, I'm a drummer. I know how to I know how to do a lot of stuff, right? But my I focus on one niche, like taking photos, taking videos, making content for people. That's my strong thing. But
Hmm.
I can make money off drumming. I can make money out. I mean, I do make money off mentoring people on how to do content. Also, on doing photography. Mentoring people who are paying me for photography. That's one niche I can make money. But what? I already developed myself as an expert. And so, in order yourself to develop yourself as an expert on social media, you gotta build content that relates to you, that people can actually gonna learn from you. That way
Mm.
you can answer any question from anything because you're already making content off your brand and your company or in your business that you're answering all the questions already.
Right. Okay. So, how can a brand boost someone's quality of life in 2025?
One, there's three. I'm gonna give you guys 30 strategies to consider building your personal brand. There's 30. I'm gonna give you 30.
Okay.
One, number one, define your unique proposition. That's the thing we're talking about. And second, create a personal website that goes to your social media to your brand. That's important too. And three, develop a strong social media presence and choose the right target audience to be active on them. It's important to do that. Super important. You know, what audience you're gonna sell to. You know what people you're gonna sell to. Because if you don't know where you're just gonna make content, all like, but if you don't know who you're gonna sell to, like it's important to know that. You know, or number four, start a blog or a newsletter. You can start very basically, create a newsletter or a blog. Some people do that. I don't really do that, but some people actually do that, and it helps you keep you like very up to date.
Can we give them 10 instead of 30? We don't want to spill all the sauce.
Okay, we'll give them 10. We'll give them 10. Okay, number six. Speak at events or a webinar. Like do a lot of speaking events. Like that's a wider audience that you could talk to. You could do exactly the same thing what I'm doing. You could create your own create your own event, and host it, and then record your own content. Hire a videographer if you have the budget, or no, just record with your phone. Get yourself some mics from Amazon and anything, and just connect it to your phone and just make content out of that presentation, that host, that event you're speaking at. That's content. That way you
Mm-hmm.
cut those videos into pieces, and then you have content to share all social media platforms. And then number seven, network with professionals in your field. It's super important to connect with those professionals in your field.
Mm-hmm.
Like I connect with all my content creator friends, my photographer friends, because we collaborated and host. We're gonna be hosting events this year together, so it's important to do that. And then number eight is super important. It's key to everything. Is get involved in your community.
I'm big on that.
That's number eight. Get involved in your community. That way, you start growing yourself in the field as a leader in your community.
Mm. I love that. I'm big on community.
Yes, that's key number one. That's also is going to be key number one to be successful in 2025. Build an online community, and also uh, do a community in person. You got to do both. That's the way to win in 2025.
Okay. And do you have the ninth and 10th one?
Yes, the 10. The 9 to 10 is very awesome. Tell your story. Don't be,
Mm.
share your personal your journey and how you started. Don't be afraid to talk about how you starting, and then make content out of that. And then number 10, be real, be authentic.
We
That
on realness meets logic, baby.
yeah, that was the number 10. This is all number 10. This is all 10. All of those 10 actually I actually live by. Except one I
Mm.
don't create number 4, but I don't do blogs or newsletter. But from all of those 10, I do like at least all of them.
Mm-hmm. Man, thanks for real for that. Y'all tap into those 10. I hope y'all wrote those down. If you didn't, rewind it and write them down. He giving y'all keys. Now my brother wanted to give y'all the whole 30, but he can't spill all the sauce for free right here.
No,
Y'all gonna have to come see my man's in a presentation. Come
right,
see
right,
his content. Y'all can
yeah,
get the rest of the sauce through that. Or
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he might drop a few more gems in his social media. You never know. This is a very wise brother.
All right.
All right, so how do you approach your content creation and marketing?
How do I approach it? I just say, throughout the time. This is the thing I tell my clients all the time. Answer me all the questions. Tell me all the questions all your clients ask you every day, and make content out of it. A lot of people ask for, oh, what type of lighting should I use, or what type of mic should I buy, or what type of lens should I buy. That's like I get those like answers. I mean, I get those messages multiple times. Oh,
Mm.
how much to create a package for this? How much is it for this? Like, answer the most questions. There's a website where you can find out, or go on ChatGPT. Just ask, give me the 5, 10 top questions in my industry, and to make content out of it. And then you have so much content to make out of it.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. So that's creating the content. So what about the marketing? Actually, I think I'm going to be getting into one of my other questions. What is an effective way for someone to market their content?
The effective way to make so effective your market your content, I'll say just make content that goes reliable in your business, that you actually know what you can talk about, and that you're actually a professional and speaker. I mean, your profession, you know your stuff very well, and you can explain it so well in 1 minute or 50 seconds. Like, you just gotta focus on, if you're gonna make educational content, make educational content on, like, oh yeah, say we're gonna change this. Why is it important to have great lighting when you're filming or when you're taking photos? That's just giving you guys an example, because most of my content's explaining what type of lens, what type of cameras, or what type of like mics you could buy, or why, why it's like that's just an example of me. But like, put yourself in your industry, real estate, or whatever industry you're hearing, or anything you're doing. Like, focus what's the most thing that people are talking in your industry, and just make it a trending topic that's very trendy.
Okay. I like that. So, how would a person know exactly who they're follow, like what the reliability, well, what the reliable content is? Even if what if they're an expert in a certain content,
Hmm.
but their audience is demanding content that they're not an expert in? How would they handle that?
I would say more like, if they're asking for the mother's thing, you maybe just stick on one thing, and then people get to know you just for that. And then if you want to expand, eventually you expand to making other content, because you already have, everybody has to. That's why I say at the beginning, you gotta focus on your one thing you're great at, and just talk about it for about a while, and just change it up once in a while, and just so it won't sound the same. It's important to, yeah, you're gonna keep repeating it, but it's gonna make it sound different all the time.
Got you. Okay, because when a lot of the times, whenever I hear content creators, I
Yeah.
hear them always talk about, and yourself included, because
Mhm.
we be having our conversations.
Mhm.
I would hear, pay attention to your audience,
Yeah.
and if they like a certain kind of content,
Hmm.
keep doing it.
Yeah.
So where I had got it misconstrued, it wasn't y'all, it was me. I got
Yeah.
it misconstrued. I thought it was like, okay, what if I don't know how to do this? They like that, just conform to what they like and then do that.
Yeah.
But what you're saying, at least what I'm getting, is to not do that, but to just be yourself authentically. And if there's some part of what you're naturally doing that they gravitate towards, to continue to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. There might be some content that we're gonna like it. You're gonna keep on doing it. But then, it's like, okay, people are like, oh yeah, just like YouTubers, like Face Rug. I met Face Rug last year. Face
Hmm.
Rug was known for gaming. He's still known for gaming. He's a big YouTuber. But people still remember him as a gamer. But now he's a YouTuber giving out money. But everybody still reminds him, or everybody still knows him as a gamer. For Face Rug, for Face. It's the same thing. He stick to one niche, and then he's like, okay, now he does other videos, but his videos are very nice in interaction. So that's very,
Oh yeah.
they're very nice. You feel like you know him so well. Even when I got to meet him last year, I was like, man, Face Rug, you're like my biggest person I respect, and I want to be like you. The way he's giving out money, the way he's doing so much stuff, it's like he's at a level like, damn, so inspiration. And the way, it's so awesome. Even being around him, asking, I got to ask him a few questions. Um,
That's powerful. A lot of
you know,
idols, you don't meet your idols because sometimes
yeah,
you get disappointed.
yeah, I know, but he was super nice and very chill with his brother. But he stick to one thing as a gamer years ago. Now he does everything. Now it's 26 million subscribers. But it's the same thing. You stick to one thing, and then you can expand it. but first you gotta know what people are gonna know you for. If
Mm,
they don't know what you do for a living or what are you doing, because your social media is your like credit card. It's like it's hard. It's also your credit card, but it's just like your resume. It's your resume.
right.
If your bio doesn't show what are you doing, you don't have a call to action or what you actually do for a living, like where's your profession or your industry or your business. No one's gonna know what you do. No one's gonna buy from you, or no one's gonna message you. Content is king, but also messaging is king. So
Mm,
get a message to your audience and engage in your audience, like other photos, engage in the stories. Just be there all the time. That way they don't forget about you.
yeah, you taught me how to clean my profile up.
Yes.
For sure. You was like, I ain't gonna spill too much of the sauce, but you was like, you gotta have this percent
Yeah.
of lifestyle,
Yeah.
this percent of work and career,
Yeah.
this percent of just you just living.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you helped me clean my stuff up. In my bio, I had a whole bunch of just word vomit
Yeah.
everywhere. And you
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's nice. Okay, what do you do? Okay, put that in there. Okay, what
Yes.
else do you do? Okay, put that in there. What do you want to do? Okay, put that in there. And just help
Yes.
me really make it real neat. So, bro, that was fire. And you the
Yeah.
one who put me on to making sure my profile looked the way it looked. So you got me stepping right out here. You know what I'm saying? You got me stepping good.
Yeah. Now people are starting to know you because for everything that you do. So
Yeah, man, you got me on my content bag for sure. Like, shout out to Suriel Cruz, man. You got me on my content bag.
Yeah.
So, my question to you, man, is what does someone do when they're constantly posting and they're sharing and they're trying to gain this audience, but it's just like nothing's there. Like, do you should they continue to post, or should they do something else in between the posting? Like, I'm speaking for, let's say, somebody who wants to not work and want to actually go full on content, and they're not getting any results by a certain point. Should they get another job just to keep some money coming in while they're balancing that, or should they still go 100% 10 toes down on the content creation?
Well, I say stick to a job before you become a content creator. Because you can't quit if you're not making what if you can't replace what you're making as a content creator. I say just stick to a job and then just build content after work, after like whatever, do what I have to do, and also be consistent. There's not gonna happen overnight.
Mm,
Consistent, but also when you're doing your videos and doing your social media videos, you gotta have a call and like a hook, and also you gotta have a call to action at the end of the video. Because at the end, if you're not, you won't ask, you want people to share your stuff. No, you gotta ask the audience that, oh, like, comment, and share, or tag someone that
hmm
hear this. That's a call to action. If you don't have that at the end of your videos, they're not gonna share or tag someone. It's not gonna go viral, or it doesn't matter if it goes viral. Like, you can have so many views, but it doesn't guarantee you sales. It doesn't guarantee you boom right away. Like, there's two types of people who get on social media: people that want to get famous, and there's people that want to just do it. Oh, I want to make millions of dollars, become famous.
hmm
And also, just people are just doing content by itself, and then that fame just comes by itself. You don't have to chase the fame. So it depends
Right.
what you want to become. Either you just make content and then just it's gonna yes throughout the time you start building you become a celebrity in your own Las Vegas or in California, wherever you're hearing from. You become a celebrity in your own city, and it's great. But also, but it's just not gonna happen overnight. If you're gonna chase that, no, you you just gotta make content that's so valuable. They bring value. The value that you bring, people are gonna know you from that, and then that's people are gonna start to know you. They're like, what do you actually do for a living? Oh, I see your content. What do you do? But if you're not posting consistent every day, you're how people are gonna remember you.
Right. And you keep on bringing up this word consistency.
Yes.
So we both know the saying that consistency is key.
Yeah, consistency is key.
And keys open up doors. So how many doors has you being consistent opened up for you?
Well, I mean, it's been so many. you know, like I think being invited to go VIP like places to be do a video for a restaurant, and like that's been amazing to do and be part of that. In December before starting the year 2025, I
Mm-hmm.
got Area 15 to be in the video.
Woo. I saw
It's,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that video's coming out pretty soon this week. That's a years ago I never thought it would happen. Get invited to do so much stuff. But you know what? Let me tell you guys, I never even looked for that, to be honest. When I was starting years ago, I was just making content just to bring value, and then
Mm-hmm.
all that just been just like part of the like success. And there's still even more to go. That's not even nothing. But that's just been like to show that being consistent can take you to so many places. That's not even nothing though.
All right. The best is yet to come.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. So, at what point can someone request money for their services, and how do they know the price they should start with?
As a photographer or videographer or any business.
Any business, any content creation, just your
Well,
knowing your expertise.
okay, I say first, before you start charging, I say create a portfolio, like either a business, whatever business you're doing. Like, yeah, I know if it's a food restaurant, it's very different. But let's say you're doing a photography, videography, create portfolio. Maybe your first couple shoots, videos or photos are for free, and then you have portfolio to show, and then you can start charging, like from 120 to 150, or like But if you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do, like maybe just start for free, could do some photos and videos for free for clients.
Hmm.
They're like, oh, just I'm like, I don't even know, like, well, yeah, if you start doing that, you have stuff in your portfolio, and then people are like, okay, then every single time you go networking, time you're on social media, do behind the scenes content of BTS on what he's speaking on what he's doing, or what you're doing.
Mm.
That way, you start. People are like, "Oh, dang! You take photos, you take videos," and they see you behind the camera, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is actually so cool! Like, I didn't know I can have next event." And then boom, it starts to happen little by little, and do a lot of collaborations on with a lot of creators. A lot of people's like, "Oh, I don't want to collaborate with you." You have to. The top people
Mm.
in the industry is collaborate at the top. If you're, it's the key number one to collaboration with other people, because that's gonna help you get faster where you want to get.
Okay, so that leads me to this question. How do you know who you need to collaborate with? Because when you're in a certain field, you're not the only one there. There's so many different people you could collaborate with and work with. How would you know who is the right person to work with for your content and for where you want to be at?
Well, first I say start get to know them. It's like a relationship. It's like dating. You gotta get to know someone a little bit more. Then like, okay, maybe I feel comfortable working with this person, and then we're gonna do an agreement. But first you get to know them a little bit, and then you're like, okay, actually, I kind of want to work with him or her. Once you feel that, you're like, okay, I actually should work with her or him. You'll feel it once the more you get to talk with them.
Okay, okay. So we're going for more natural and organic. We're not trying to force any relationships. We're not just
Yeah.
trying to go for the bag. We actually want to make sure there's chemistry and we can actually connect with this person on some levels to have
Yeah.
a decent interaction at the very least.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So another question I have, I actually didn't even prepare this question, which is flowing so well.
Hmm.
So with this question, how are you able to tell when a person is doing authentic content that is genuinely who they are, or when they're doing content for a cash grab, trying to make the bag? Like, can you tell the difference?
Yeah, you can tell the difference. Like maybe there's some people that do like it's cool. There's different types of videos to do, like a promo video. Like if you're doing the promo video and you're gonna do the CR, like you're gonna do a promo video and then do it for a click funnel that goes to the lead. You're
Mm-hmm.
pushing sell. You're pushing that sell. But there's sometimes you actually need to like literally you'll figure it out. There's some growers on social media that start messaging you directly. It's not them, it's their team. So they're like, oh, buy my course for like $1,000, and you're like, what? 3,000, and you're like, what? I'm like, I'm not even trying to buy your course. So you'll figure it out once there's just the big growers or even growers that just try to sell you right away. and they're super pushy, and I got into that personally, and I don't like that because like they start message like I had a message like on my social media LinkedIn. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, refer me some people. I'm like, first of all, I don't even know you. Like
Right.
I was
Like,
like,
buy me a cup of coffee first.
yeah, I was like, first of all, I don't even know you. I don't even know who your portfolio is. Like I don't even like I don't refer to anyone just because like I don't care how cool. Like I don't even know you. It's like it's the same thing like dating. You're not gonna like get married with the girl you meet down in downtown Fremont or in Las Vegas Boulevard. You're not gonna marry.
Exactly. Like, buy my dinner first, and then we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Go for dinner. Go on an adventure, and then if that adventure goes great, there's a great connection. They have the same values as you. They have the same values as you, being real, authentic, integrity,
Right.
and they're not gonna scam you or anything. That's what you like. Okay, this should be a good person to collaborate. You start to know that throughout the time.
Okay. Okay. So really, just taking your time
Yeah,
and vetting them, really not skipping through the vetting process.
yeah, no,
Actually getting to see their content, their relationship with other collaborators, and
yeah,
also balancing how they connect with you.
yes.
Okay, okay, I like that. I like that. So, how would a new content creator know who they're? Okay, I pretty much already. No, I didn't ask this. How would a new content creator know who their audience is and how to cater the content to them?
One, you gotta learn who you're selling to. It's always gonna be key number one. If you're gonna focus on getting clients, like say you have a restaurant, if
Mm-hmm.
you gotta to make some dope ass videos that look so amazing, or even collaborate, even bring influencers, pay for influencers. Influential marketing is still key right now until AI takes over. But there's AI influencers now. If you can hire an influencer,
For
there's
real?
there's AI influencers actually now.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so but it's not gonna be. It's not. I don't think it's still gonna be a real influencer right now. But the micro influencers, you don't need to become. You don't need a billion followers or 1 million followers to be successful on social media. There's six. There's like people who have like 2,000, 3,000, even 1,000 followers they're making 6, 7 figures in their business. You know, but it's important to know who you're selling to. What the key number one is always be a good communicator. That's always
Mm.
number great thing to do on social media. Become a great communicator in your videos. Have that like call to action, but also that hook always. I might be repeating the same thing, but you got to be a great communicator, a great listener, and be patient, passionate about it, and also be open to and have that creativity. Be create, be check, become creativity. Have that creativity in your doing your videos.
Okay. And what are your feelings towards constructive criticism? And how do you personally take it?
Well, like I personally take them like great. I was like, okay, if I take someone's doing feedback for this, I'll take it. But I also have coaches and this social media who do personal branding. I ask them questions, and they told me, "I'll change this." I'm like, "Okay, I'll change it. I'll change everything completely." And I was like, "Okay," because you know why? They're working with bigger people. I'm gonna listen to someone who's doing.
Right.
I did that last year. I took a coaching program by a personal branding coach. I even got to film her. And then she did a one-on-one with me, like to just make my social media way better. So I did, even though my social media was great. But I was like, you know what? I took her program for like 3 months, and I told her thank you so much because I just be quiet and I just listen and just
Mm-hmm.
took all notes, and everything she told me I started to do right away.
I remember you telling me about this situation.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So it actually got some good results for you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So we coming up on the end here. Our final question, unless I come up with another one organically on my own, but this is my last prepared question.
Yeah.
How do content creators receive sponsors and brand deals?
How the way you're gonna receive that more on every platform, every platform is different. Like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Like in order to get sponsors through social media, I gotta hit 10,000 followers, 10K. 10K is the way you start getting brand deals, and then TikTok around like 3,000 or 5,000. Then you start winning the brand deals, but also depending. But the brand deals are not gonna come right away. If you're gonna just focus on just doing content, on reviews on equipment, as an example, right? Just do reviews on equipment, on lighting with Sony or with Canon or any Nikon or whatever stuff you want to do. Even in your business, if you want to do reviews on food or you want to do reviews on like your equipment you're using to paint or any industry you are, like do that type of content on your social media, and those brand deals, uh, those companies will come to you in your social media. But if you're not making that type of content, they're not going to come to you.
Okay, okay. I love that answer. So, we are wrapping up this episode of Behind the Brand featuring the phenomenal Surreal Cruz. My bad, it's Suriel. Is it Suriel?
Suriel.
Suriel.
Yeah, Suriel.
I'm gonna just say Surreal, brother.
Yeah, Suriel.
All
Yeah.
right, we're wrapping up another episode of Realness Meets Logic with Surreal Cruz. Before we close out, are there any final words that you want the audience to hear from you?
I say, don't quit in life, no matter how hard the business gets. There's the moments in your life that you don't see results, either the bank account or anything. Just don't quit. And it's hard, but if you don't quit, you're gonna see. What you saw is what you're gonna see. But you got to keep on watering the plants. Keep on watering.
Mm.
Plants are gonna keep on growing bigger and bigger. It's gonna happen, and that's always gonna be the number thing to say. Number one, don't quit, and number two, you find a mentor, find someone to guide you. Don't even pay for mentorship. Doesn't matter, or tell someone, oh, I want to shadow you, can I follow you on your day? Like yes, or be willing to pay for that, or also, find someone in your area. They're like, oh, I want to become better like him. What can I do? Like okay, just like follow someone, or find someone that you can learn from. That's always going to be number one. And then number three is keep on posting.
Mm.
Keep posting. This entrepreneur here in Vegas, her name is Cody Sanchez. She said, you want to change your life, put 2,500 posts in total, and your life will change.
Woo, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
2000 and what?
2,500 posts
Over the course of how long?
all year.
Oh my
Or
God. Wow. I think I got like 100 something on my Instagram.
yeah,
2000. This
yeah.
must be for TikTok or something.
No, that's all platforms.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Imagine.
That's that's a lot. Wow. Wow. Okay. So thank you for those final words, Surreal. My final words would be to get started. Just get started. It don't matter what you're doing. Even if you have to use a phone. Like I'm recording this episode off of my phone.
Mhm.
All right. I don't have the podcast studio right now, but when we get it, it's gonna be on and popping. You
Yeah,
heard? It's gonna be on and popping when we get that studio. But for right now, we have a phone. We're going virtual. We're using what we have to get what we want. In
yeah,
this life, you have to use what you have to get where you want to be and to get what you want to have. You have to
yep.
use what's already accessible to you. Use your
Mhm.
tools. Even if it's a phone, just pick it up, get started. You're not going to start at that sexy studio that you see everybody at on YouTube. Everybody got to start from somewhere. That same person that you see that has this magnificent studio that you just wish you had probably started recording with
Phone.
a camera, a regular phone camera, and a dinner tray table
Yeah.
with a boom mic. You feel me? You gotta start because that's how you level up. You gotta start from the bottom to go up to the top. You
Mhm.
can't go from the top and then go to the top.
Yep.
That's backwards. It don't work like that.
Yep.
It can if you a what they call that? a nepotism baby or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, you know, right?
Like
Yeah,
when you already like got a certain amount of influence, which nothing is wrong with that. Because
yeah,
again, that's you using the status of whoever in your family put you in that position to
yeah.
get to where you want to be. Because even when you have that nepotism, I don't even like using the word nepotism because they didn't ask to be in that position. And in any way, not everybody's meant to start from the bottom. Not everybody's meant to get it out of the mud. The
Hmm.
whole goal is to be able to put your people in position. So if you had a family member like a dad, a mom who already established themselves, that's able to put you in position, use that to get to where you want to be personally. And if you don't have that and you getting it out the mud, use what you have, even if it's basic materials, to get yourself to where you want to be. So that's my final message. Just get started so you can start that level up process, baby. So this has been episode 3 of the Realness Meets Logic podcast featuring my guy, Suriel Cruz. Stay tapped into the podcast. I'm going to have more guests on with their own stories and perspectives and some even more live questions that you definitely do not want to miss because I may not have the best material, but who going to do it like me? Who
Right,
going to
right.
podcast like Avery Yon? Nobody. What you talking? Who? Nobody. Who? Nobody. Yeah. So stay tapped in. Share this content. Like it. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop another podcast episode. If you're on Spotify, because right now it's only on YouTube and Spotify right now. Like I said, we got to level up. Apple, we're coming for you. Not right now, but we coming. So if you're on Spotify, follow the podcast, click that notification bell on there so that you can be notified when we drop. Share it to your friends, whoever you feel is on that content grind. Send this to them. It relates to their story and what they're going through. And even if it doesn't, still send it to them because they might pick up some gems they didn't even think they'll pick up. All right. That's been this episode of Realness Meets Logic. Like, share, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, and we're out. Peace.
We're out. See you guys.